Hey guys, what's up? On this video, I'm gonna be doing my review of the first episode of the new Alien TV series, Alien Earth. I already had a bunch of people asking me about if I have watched this, what is my opinion on it, and well, I think that overall, I'm holding my opinion, like my expectations, because I mean, we only had two episodes released, so I'm not gonna just say, oh, this is bad or this is good. I'm still taking my time to evaluate what they're doing with this TV series, like little by little. As you guys know, I did not like the idea that this is set up before the first Alien movie. It's just like I think that the year that they decided to set this up doesn't fit well within the continuity that we have seen for the franchise. Like I just don't like the setting. Like I mean, the year set, the fact that it's on Earth, I wouldn't mind. Like I think that's still like for many reasons the idea of setting the aliens on Earth before Ripley, before like Alien 3, the whole thing about Ripley's sacrifice to prevent them from getting on Earth, and it's like, oh, they have been on Earth already. Who cares? I don't know. Like I just don't like the year that is set up. But I'm not gonna evaluate the whole series just because of it. I think it's too early. I'm gonna take my time to try to enjoy each episode. I mean, we only had two episodes released so far. I watched the two of them, and I think that so far I'm like okay with it. I'm trying to enjoy it little by little. Try to enjoy the good moments on it. I'm not that impressed. I don't think this is like being like this. Oh, this is amazing TV series. It has some cool moments, but well, let's go more in detail now. I'm gonna be going completely on spoiler territory. I'm just gonna go completely deep on everything that happened on this episode. So yeah, all my reviews videos are gonna be full of spoilers for those of you that have not watched it, just so you guys can know. So the this first pilot episode, Neverland Begins, and we show some tests with some information about some technological elements about the Alien series. The synthetics, the artificial beings that we are well known within the Alien universe. We saw Ash, Bishop, this very known about the existence of synthetics. And then they talk to us about cyborgs, augmented humans who have been upgraded with certain synthetic elements. And I just think that this is not something that we have seen within this year of Alien. We never saw like cyborgs on Aliens, Alien 3. This feels like something that, in my opinion, is a little bit too advanced that I would see. That's another reason why I would prefer this to be set up after Alien 3. Not just because I feel like the technology of some stuff feel too advanced for the time frame that this is at, and also because Aliens on Earth I feel like just fits more before. I mean, after the three Alien movies. Because I just like the idea of like first Alien movies being like these first case scenarios encountering the aliens, and I don't know, I just don't like the idea of aliens on Earth before the Alien movies. Then they mention us this new concept called hybrids, which are humans that their consciousness are being transferred into fully synthetic bodies. And this is something almost new. For those of you that don't know, in the game AVP2, Alien vs Predator 2 from 2001, we actually have a character that was kind of implied to have something like this happen to him. But this was like a century, almost like a century after Aliens, like deeper into the future. So this like already being a thing, this early into the timeline, also something that kind of bothers me. But well, whatever. Then the Alien title card appears, and we have some flashlight. I mean, some flashes of like some images of the spacecraft traveling through the space. And then you have like some music going on about on the vessel, the bridge, and it shows that the year set is 2120, so I think that's like 2 years before Alien. And this the whole environment of the ship feels like for a moment, this is actually something that I was enjoying because it felt like I was like watching to remake of Alien. If this felt like what this is like a Alien remake, because this is straight out of 1979. This is straight out of the original Alien movie, like a feeling. It was like an intro sequence, which is like copying. It almost felt like a copy. It felt like a fan-made movie of like, let's try to copy the first Alien movie. The opening sequence of the Kree slowly waking up, and we go to the wall, and they are eating together and feeling. It felt so much straight out of Alien. I was like, it felt like a remake. It felt like they're like cosplaying, like and we get to see the crew, and we notice like some like the dynamics, how they talk to each other, and like the cryo sleep chamber of like they waking up. And it was just like interesting. Then they mention a little bit about the whole thing about the Roland corporations, about Wayne Yutani, about what like within the like the lore about how life is into this future. And then like they mention about the specimens that they have collected because the whole focus of the storylines I think it's gonna be five species that they have collected deeper on space, and one of them is going to be, of course, the alien that we all know and love. And they have captured them, and well, a character named Meryl makes it clear that they focus on this ship mission are the specimens, and threatens to confine the others to their characters because of it. I mean, he seems like an asshole. He seems like to be the bad human character. So the focus here, this guy appears to be right away to be a very corporate shill, like the Wayland Yutani employee that is focused on the missions to collect these specimens for the company. And they also mentioned that they have lost crew members trying to secure these specimens, so like that's not they need to focus on this. And I wonder how much of this ship is going to be revealed within the storyline. Oh yeah, this ship is called the USCSS Maginot, and they could have like even have like an episode trying to maybe showcasing, this how the journey within this ship was, how they got this species. Because I'm curious, that could be like even more interesting than the main story that we see of now, which is going to be the case of them escaping, and we see like various creatures that they have captured, and they how they're like in the lab aboard the ship, and among them we see the facehuggers that are suspended within the tanks. Then the crew go back to the cryopods, and we get some more flashes, something that is showing us that something bad is going to be happening, something bad is happening. And I mean, the shots on space of the ship actually look cool. And then we go to Earth, and specifically in this research island called Neverland, which is a reference to the whole, I think the Peter Pan story about Neverland, the place where the kids never grow. And we're gonna understand this very clearly because this is a place where we're gonna have kids that are gonna have their mind transferred into synthetic. So in a way, I mean, they never really grow up. I mean, they're gonna get a new body, a adult body, even more like a super adult body because it's a synthetic body. But they are still gonna have maybe always the mind of a child because they're never gonna really mature within like a normal human adult body. We meet the main character. They're gonna be following Marcy with her caretaker, a synthetic apparently named Kershi, and they mention there's like this scorpion close to her, and she suggested to kill it to prevent it from stinging anyone. And Kirsch challenges her, asking her that if another scorpion tries to sting her, trying to protect his friend, just like she's trying to protect Kirsch. But they have like this dynamic. We're trying to like get to know the characters and their like relationships. And then he talks about how this scorpion must feel just as afraid under the glass, and they're like he's afraid, like because to it humans are like giants. And then we get to meet another woman named Dame Sylvia, ready to collect Marcy for her procedure. Marcy's bald in a medical attire, so she's walking like from the looks of it, she's in a very serious condition. She's gonna be dying soon. Like she immediately reminded me of a cancer patient that is gonna be dying soon. And because of this, I think that's why she was picked to do this procedure, because she's gonna be dead anyway in like maybe like a few weeks or a few months. So she's gonna be transfer her mind into a synthetic so she doesn't die. Marcy then meets this guy named Boy Cavalier, the CEO of this Prodigy Corporation, and I feel like he's supposed to be not like he sounds silly, he sounds stupid. I think that's intentional. He's not supposed to be a likable character. He's supposed to be this young billionaire kid that just have like a eccentric mind, and he's just doing things just because I don't know, he just wants to stand out. And then he talks to her, and he mentions she's gonna be the first human that is gonna have her consciousnesses be transferred to a synthetic body. Then she takes a look at the new adult body that she's gonna be inhabiting. And then we get to note that we can see that this guy Cavalier has a thing for Peter Pan. I mean, he just sounds weird. He sounds like a very weird guy. He might come up. I mean, in my opinion, he's not a good guy. He might be like a villain at one point into the storyline. And then after all, the main character awakens. Now Wendy, that's how she decides to call her new synthetic body. And it seems like some time has passed, and she's like enjoying now her new life, which she's not gonna be dying anymore, and she has an adult body and a lot of power because she's a synthetic, so she's like a superhuman kind of. And I mean, I feel like they are showing like these synthetic kids, like these kids have synthetic bodies, like a little bit like almost like, I mean, it's not like superhero. I don't think it's like that high level in like they're not like flying stuff, but it kind of feels like a little bit silly to be set within the Alien franchise. And I bet, and there's like this dynamic talking about like, is she still human? I mean, she has the mind of a human, specifically a human child, but she's like in like the super body. Then I mean, she even questions if she's not a human, what is she? And then the Kershaw responds like whatever she wants it to be. And then we go back to the Maginot ship, and things are not going well. We're flying to the ship, and their alarm is going crazy. The ship is moving violently. Specimens that the crew appears to have spent a long time obtaining have broken loose, and this ship is like now a nightmare. Morrow is in the mother computer, like the same one that we see like in the first Alien movie, like the same thing. Like the ship is very similar. We see the mother computer, where the characters in the first Alien movie talk to Mother, and he's consulting Mother about his status overall. I could remember arrives at the serial door to this chamber and asking Morrow to let her in, but Morrow is like an asshole and he just wills the door shut. And this guy, I already don't like this guy. I want to see this guy die. And the way that he wills the door shut, he has like, I think he's implied to be a cyborg from the looks of it, but I mean, from the way that he behaves too human to be just a synthetic. So I think he's a cyborg because his hands just turns into like a wield a thing that wields the door. So maybe he's like a corporate shield that is like a cyborg augmented by the Weyland-Yutani company. Well, and then the alien that we were hoping to see. Good thing that they're not taking long to show me the alien right away. We get to see the alien arrive at the corridor and kills her as Morrow tries to just hide himself and escape from the situation. The alien design is overall like okay. Like he's very biomechanical. He has a lot of details that I like it. That is similar to the original alien. But the mouth, the face, when you have the close up, the CGI kind of doesn't look that good. You know, it's kind of crazy because the original alien, the one from 1979, looks better. Like you compare the close up in the mouth from this alien to the one in the first Alien movie, and damn, the first Alien movie looks better. Take a scene from the first Alien movie where the alien is about to headbutt some character, like Brett or Parker, and he looks better than the one in this. Like it's crazy how like 40 years later and they still cannot make Alien to look as good as the original one. So the alien begins to break to the door, and that's a cool sequence. Like we get to see more of the alien, the body. I think he does appears to have the chicken legs. He doesn't. My problem with this alien, I would say mainly, is like how he's gonna be walking too much in four legs. I like the aliens that come out of humans to be more bipedal because they came from a bipedal host. So that's how they should be behaving. That's how they should be moving. And he kind of behaves like maybe a little bit like an animal. I don't know. I prefer overall the behavior from the first Alien, from the first movie. But this one looks good. I think the way that he moves in certain parts, like his mobility, his balance, is very aggressive. I think overall this one looks nice. Like he's nice. He's better than a lot of aliens that I have seen before. And this scene is the only I think moment that we get to really see the xenomorph within this first episode, which is a shame. The alien is mostly kept in shadows, but I'm actually overall like okay. Like I kind of like the design, to be honest. Overall, it's not perfect. Like I said, the CGI with the mouth doesn't look that good. Maybe the chicken legs, maybe he looks to be crawling a little too much. But overall, nice alien design. And then we go back to Neverland facility when Wendy is meeting other kids. They also have terminal medical conditions, and she's taking the role of has a big sister, and they are also going to be going to the same procedure. So she was like the first one, and there are other kids that are going to be also going through this. So we're going to have like a bunch of kids into synthetic bodies very soon. That's going to be like the group that we're going to be following through the next episodes. Then we go to the Prodigy City region, and we get to see this guy who is called Joe, and apparently he's Wendy's brother. And she's like still watching over him. Well, I believe that like he probably wouldn't recognize her at this point. I mean, he had not seen her in a very long time. He probably thinks that she has died as a kid because she was sent to the facility to go to the procedure. So he probably like doesn't even know that she's still alive, but she's like watching over her brother. So that's gonna be like their relationship between brother and sis is gonna be like apparently like a big thing within the episodes. And Joe is from the Prodigy Corporation military response team, and he's a medic on one of their squads. And then as his team is just moving around, he gets to see the ship Maginot crashing on his city. So we have the ship with all those alien specimens crashing on Earth. Then a squad quickly mobilizes to the area to investigate the crash. And the weapons that we see, they do have these futuristic rifles. I mean, they do remind me a little bit of the pulse rifle. I mean, it looks a little bit different, but the design is similar. So I did like the design of the weapons that we see here. Then back into the Neverland facility, Cavalier is made aware of the crash. He's informed that it's a Weyland-Yutani vessel, and they're gonna be wanting it back. And now Boyce wants it because he wants to try to loot it. Because there's like this apparently like there's like this grudge between Weyland-Yutani and the Prodigy corporation. So it's gonna be like this corporation fight between these two companies. Morrow, who is apparently is the only survivor of the ship, emerges and he tells Mother to alert Weyland headquarters and goes to the armor. Prodigy forces goes to the craft and They end up like bumping into one of the creatures. It looks like this small insects, and he goes into the soldiers. They start to have trouble with it, and the insect creatures starts attacking one of the soldiers. Like he goes around his head, chomping on his neck, drinking his blood, has its abdominal expands like a tickle or a mosquito, and then we see get to see like this is cool because we get to see like how the other alien creatures behave. You know, we get to see like what happens, how they kill humans. That we don't get to see just the aliens killing the aliens slaughtering people, but also how like these other alien creatures are also dangerous like the alien. Wendy eventually finds out about what is happening, and because her brother is involved into the research party, she decides to go around with them. And then she convinces Boy to let her and the team of synthetic kids to go within the ship to investigate the area and assist within this because they are like more suited for it. And she, yeah, it does make a point. They are a bunch of kids, and I think that's like the biggest drawback of the whole situation. They might be like superior to normal humans because they have synthetic bodies. They're stronger. They are physically superior. They have like a better physical strength. They have better resistance. They are probably gonna be able to put up a better fight against an alien than a normal human because they're synthetic. However, they are just kids. They have the mind of a child, so I don't think they are the best kind of soldiers. You know, they might have the body of a super soldier, but they don't know how to apply it very well because then they don't have like a mind of a trained soldier. You know, but she managed to convince him, and the boy thinks that is interesting idea. So like, yeah, he sends Courage to be like their leader, and we're gonna be having like this group of kids that are in synthetic super bodies to go within the crashed spacecraft full of alien creatures. Like that's the whole premise. So overall, for me, as the first episode is like okay. We get to see like a little bit of the world, the lore. I mean, there's some lore building. There's some contents about the world that we set up on, and we get to see like the premise of the storyline, the elements that they're trying to bring up, the new elements with the whole thing about the whole synthetic things, like the new alien creatures, the humans that have their mind transferred to synthetics, the new corporations. I feel like it's an interesting setup. It's just that there's stuff for me that is not that good, that is not perfect. But overall, like I think that for our first episode is like okay. I'm hoping to see what is going to be coming to the next ones. I'm interested to see how this is going to be playing out. It might not be like exactly what I wanted for Aliens TV series, but I think it's like overall okay. Like I think this has potential to being good. I don't know like if this is supposed to be set in an alternative continuity because it kind of feels like it, you know. I don't know if like there is taking consideration the prequel movies Covenant and Prometheus because the whole thing about this, you know, no, it's just all it comes all down to like we have an alien ship with aliens. I mean, no, not an alien ship, a ship with aliens crashing on Earth before the first alien movie. So how does this fit in within the setting that you know in the first alien movies there is no mention of this ever happening? Are they gonna eventually erase all the evidence so that nobody on Earth ever found out that this incident ever happened? How does it fit in within I don't know whatever David was playing on Covenant? I don't know. I'm just curious to see how exactly they got these creatures this early into the timeline. And well, I don't know. I'm just gonna be watching this episode by episode and taking my time to evaluate how this series goes.